What's up, guys? Welcome to the Bjacks70 Show. I'm your host, Brandon Jackson, and got quite a bit of news to talk about. Not a lot of time to talk about it, so let's get right into it. But real quick, appreciate you watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Um, got some news coming for you at the end of the video, so stick around for that. But let's just get right into it. Um, Joe Flacco, QB1. QB1. We for the Cleveland Browns, if that wasn't obvious. Joe Flacco named the starter officially by Kevin Stefanski, Browns Twitter page, all that. He's QB1 for week one. And if you've been paying attention at all, you knew this. This was the most likely outcome for a long time. You know what? Let me not say for a long time because week one starter was up in the air. We maybe thought Kenny Pickett against all odds might be the week one starter. Kind of felt like for a little bit that the coaching staff and the front office wanted Kenny Pickett to be the week one starter. Um, but it was always going to come down to those two, Flacco and Kenny Pickett, to be that QB1 week one starter. Um, and if you're here on this channel, I'm the biggest Shador Sanders fan in Cleveland, probably. And even I knew Shador was never going to start week one. And Dylan Gabriel was never going to start week one either. Those two were going to have a competition to see who the best rookie quarterback was. Those two are going to continue to be in competition to see who QB2 is going to be. Um, and we really don't know. We still don't know. We saw a little bit, like about three quarters from Shador, a half from Dylan Gabriel. Um, we still don't know how that's gonna turn out. Preseason game three, we'll probably see a teeny bit of Joe Flacco, but we'll probably see a lot of Kenny Pickett if he's able. I think he might be able, but who knows at this point. But if he can, we'll see a lot of Kenny Pickett just to see. And we might get a sprinkle of Dylan and Shador in there probably in the second half of that game, if I had to guess. Um, but no question right now, Joe Flacco, week one starter. And the question is really who's QB2 and are we going to keep four quarterbacks? And inside that question of are we going to keep four quarterbacks, the real question is do we keep Kenny Pickett? Because there's no reason to get rid of Dylan Gabriel or Shador Sanders. Because if you look at it logically, they drafted Dylan Gabriel in the third round. He showed, at least in the preseason game, that he belongs in the league and he should get a shot to develop in this league. Um, at the very least, to be a backup in the league. At the very least. Who knows if he can be more than that, but he deserves that shot. Shador has already shown the same thing. He belongs in this league, and at the very least should get a chance to develop as a backup in this league, and we'll see going forward if he can be more than that. Kenny Pickett hasn't been able to get on the field in training camp and show what he can do, and he's been in this league. We know what he can do in this league, and it's not a lot. It is not a lot. So I personally am on the side of keeping the two rookie quarterbacks no matter what. Let them develop with each other, against each other, foster competition in the quarterback room. Joe Flacco's your starter for however long you want to keep him your starter. More on that later. And I don't think anybody's trading for Kenny Pickett. So if you want to get him, if you want to cut him, you trade a fifth round, you swap DTR and a fifth for Kenny Pickett. I don't care. You tried, you wanted to see how it would pan out. It hasn't panned out so far. I mean, he's gonna have to move mountains in this third preseason game and this last week of training camp in order for me to believe that he should be on the roster to start week one. But, I'm not the decision maker. I'm not the decision maker. It's not up to me. They went and traded for Kenny Pickett. They seem to like Kenny Pickett. So, again, we'll see how that goes. Sorry about the little camera mishap. Phone turned off. But anyway, so let's move on. Well, not move on, but move a little forward. To talk about Joe Flacco a little bit more and how long is he going to be the starter? How long is he going to be quarterback one for the Browns? So this is what we have. A tweet from Spot Rack saying Joe Flacco has a few interesting nuggets attached to his Browns contract. Now, this will come into play after, like, we'll probably really start thinking about this after week 6. Um, once we get to that bye week. Um, so per game active 59K. That's fine. Most likely, if he's healthy, he'll be active for all 17. As long as he's there, he'll be active for all 17. Full season 250K if he's on the final regular season game roster. So week 18, if he's on the roster, um, and they don't cut him, he'll get 250K. Probably getting that also. I don't see a world where they cut Joe Flacco before the year is over. Um, Team win, 75K per regular season win, starting at his fourth win, as long as he plays 50% of snaps in that game. Um, it's a good incentive to have if he just all of a sudden balls out and the Browns are even close to 500. That'll be a nice little payday for him. I don't think we have to worry about that too much. If he's getting this money, that is actually excellent for the team, so we can hope for that. Um, but this last section here for playing time, if he plays 60% of the snaps, 500K, 70% of the snaps, 1 million, 80% of the snaps, 1.5 million. We probably aren't getting to 60%. Probably not happening. If we're being real about it, we're probably not getting to 60%, so we're definitely not getting to 70 or 80%. Even if you get to 50% of the snaps, that would be week 9, week 10. Um, I don't see him. I don't see him lasting that long because after what the first 6 games of the year, I think like the Browns could definitely lose all of those. They could win one or two, maybe 3 of them, but they're probably like they're not going to be favored. I don't think they're going to be favored to win in damn near any of their games this season, but like the first stretch that Flacco's going to be playing, they're not going to be favored. So they could go 0 for 6. And at that point, you're probably looking like, okay, let's get Dylan ready, let's get Shador ready, see what they have, see what they got. Especially you're gonna be looking at Jacksonville too. What are they doing? What's he got? What do they got going on over there? What's Trevor Lawrence doing over there? What's Travis Hunter doing over there? Nothing. Okay, great. Um, that's when you start. That's when you start preparing. That's when you want to get Dylan Gabriel in there. Is he the guy? Maybe. Maybe not. You get Shador in there. Is he the guy? Maybe. Maybe not. Then that's when you get the ball rolling, formulating a plan of what you're going to do in 2026. What's Arch looking like? What's Cade Klubnik looking like? What's Lenore Sellers looking like? This is gonna happen October, November ish. Um, Joe Flacco's not. He's not part of the future, obviously. Um, so yeah, he is quarterback one, week one, but and I'm not the only one saying this, but his days as the starting quarterback are numbered. So if you like Joe Flacco, if you're a fan of Joe Flacco in Cleveland, enjoy it while you can, because it's not long for this earth. All right. Moving on. Got some more stuff to get to. Um, Speaking of the quarterback situation, Dylan Gabriel in the preseason game, he got about a half. He got a half of work, and it was cool. It was cool. It was good. It was good. It was pretty good. Um, I'll be objective. It was he didn't do anything that made me say, "Oh, he shouldn't be out here. Oh, he doesn't have it. Oh, he shouldn't be on the team. He's wasting a spot." He didn't show anything like that. He threw an interception. Um, it was a it was bad by the receivers that were in the same area. Deontay Johnson has a lot, well, is probably to blame on why there were two receivers in the same area, but Dylan is also to blame for throwing it anyway. He didn't have to throw it. Um, but it's a mistake. It's a mistake. And I'm not gonna penalize him too hard for that mistake, because otherwise he made some good throws. Um, he he took what he took what the defense was giving him, and they gave him a little bit. Like he was hitting some pretty deep digs on a couple of completions, and he took some outbreaking routes from the defense for like to get some first downs on third down. And it was impressive. That was impressive. I didn't know if he could do that or not. Um, but he showed that he does have the athletic capability and arm strength to pull that off. So I got to give credit where it's due. So shout out to him. He did well with what he was given, just like Shador did. He was like the numbers will show he was more efficient and more consistent, but I still like what Shador did better. Shador made a couple of throws that were like, wow, oh my God, though that's amazing. Dylan didn't have any of that, but he did well. He kept the chains moving. He kept things like he kept the offense in a positive state. Um, and it was overall a passing grade, a good grade, and I'm very interested to see what preseason game 3 looks like, because if it's used as a dress rehearsal for week 1 of the regular season, we got a lot to get to. We got to get Joe Flacco in there with the starters, play a little bit, probably not that much, but play a little bit. Then you got to get Kenny Pickett in there and see what he has. Um, it'll be a lot cleaner if he can't play, and hopefully, I don't want to say I'm hoping that he can't play, but it would be a lot easier if he couldn't play. They cut him, they trade him, they do whatever, like whatever. Sorry, we tried, but it just didn't work out. To let Dylan and Shador get the rest of those reps, but I'm assuming that Kenny Pickett will be able to play. So you get Joe in there, get Kenny Pickett in there for probably a good amount of time, just to get some film to evaluate, and then get Dylan in there, get Shador in there, give them a little bit more film to evaluate, see who's quarterback 2, see who's quarterback 3, see if you keep quarterback 4 on the active roster. This is important. This is going to be important coming up this weekend, and we'll see how that goes. Next thing, all Browns related. Browns signed Isaiah Bond. I don't have a lot to say. Um, he was like it's being reported, and you can look through people's draft rankings and everything. He was in between a second round evaluation, third round evaluation. Um, the people that I watch and listen to had him maybe a little bit beneath that, maybe like a fourth round evaluation. But he is a guy that is super fast guy at receiver, can be valuable. Um, but when you the issue is he's available because of the allegations that he brings with him. Um, the case got no build. Um, Nothing's gonna happen criminally with that. We'll see if the NFL decides to do anything with that. He got a 3-year, $3 million guaranteed contract, so he's a lock to make the team. He at the very least he'll step into wide receiver 4 reps. We'll see how much they like him. He might overtake some Jamari Thrash reps. Um, but the main takeaway that I want to say about Isaiah Bond and like Quinshawn Judkins being on the team, Deshaun Watson still being on the team, the main takeaway I want you guys to have from me about this is take your morality cues in your life far away from the NFL as a whole and this Browns team specifically. Um, because obviously there's a whole lot of allegedlys, cases being dismissed, cases being no build, grand juries not indicting, all of that stuff. We don't know what happened. We don't know what didn't happen, but it all looks bad. It all looks bad, and be support we don't want to support that stuff, but I have learned to live in a way and root for sports in a way that I'm just rooting for the athletes on the field, because the people that I cheer for, the teams that I support, the leagues that I watch, there's bad guys all up and down these rosters, and all of it doesn't rise to the level of a Deshaun Watson, of an Isaiah Bond, of a Quinshawn Judkins. Um, but I'm a fan of sport. I'm a fan of athletic competition, and I personally am not gonna let some assholes ruin that for me on the football side. And I hope you guys don't let it either. Now, when we're talking about the people, if that conversation comes up, fuck them, flat out. Um, it 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 doesn't really matter. Like when you read some of these, like the paperwork on some of these cases, it it looks bad. It looks really bad, and I don't think it's our place to be the judge of those instances, and nobody's asking us to be. But again, fuck those guys. But again, I'm saying for me, and I'm hoping you watching, for your mental health, just take the football team as the football team. Don't put too much into it. Don't take too much from it. Don't believe in these guys. Most of these guys are not role models. Um, and I know people have different feelings about that, but really, truly, don't look at these guys like that. Just watch them on Sunday, cheer, boo, support, hate, whatever you want to do, but just let it be that. Because if you take any kind, like if you're hoping to get any sort of morality from an NFL team, NFL as a unit, NBA, Major League Baseball, any of them, you're gonna have a bad time. So that's what I want to talk about with Isaiah Bonds. Like, they signed him. It looks bad. The Browns are running a county jail facility in Berea, but if you want to watch the NFL, you kind of have to get over the fact that these teams don't give a shit. And unfortunately, it is what it is. So, not going to talk too much about that, but just wanted to say my piece on that. Um, and then just two more things, a little speculation, and then I'll tell you the little announcement I have for the channel at the end. So, first quick thing, running back Brian Robinson Jr. from the Washington Commanders um is not playing in the preseason game on Monday because the team, it's a mutual decision between him and the team to like figure out where he stands as a commander. Um, what it looks like is he's not going to be a commander week one. Like, he's either going to get cut or traded. Now, I don't know how much sense it makes, but just wanted to put the thought out there. Jerome Ford looking like he's fine. We have Dylan Sampson, but he's a rookie. Quinshawn may not be coming into the facility anytime soon. Do we ask and find out what it would take to get Brian Robinson Jr. in the backfield? No, I know what you're saying. It may not make sense. Don't spend any capital trying to get a running back. We're going to be bad. Don't try to win. And you might be right. But I just thought I would bring it to the table and let you discuss amongst yourselves. So hit the comments. Let me know. Is that dumb? It might be dumb. It might be dumb. I'm just putting it into the air, in the atmosphere. Might be a thing to think about. Okay. Second thing, did you guys watch Justin Fields and his performance over the weekend? I talk a lot about how the Saints maybe should have just taken Shador Sanders. Um, because what they have with Tyler Shuck and Spencer Rattler, Jake Hayner is iffy. It's iffy. Should the Jets have taken Shador Sanders? Should we be talking about that? Um, and I know if you're a Browns fan watching this, you might also be an Ohio State fan. I don't know how you feel about Justin Fields, but I've personally had a lot of hope in Justin Fields over the years, but I think it might be over, dog. I think I don't think I don't think it's preseason. I know it's preseason, but it's the Jets. It's preseason, but it's the Jets. The Jets haven't done this correctly at quarterback ever. Ever? No, not ever. Joe Namath existed, but since since when? Since when? Chad Pennington had a good little run. Mark Sanchez went to the AFC Championship game. But I mean, is that really what Jets fans want? Don't think so. I don't know. Maybe they should have taken Shador. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, it's the Jets. Glad they didn't take Shador. That was probably team number one when it was coming out. Dion didn't want Shador to go to certain teams in the top 10. The Jets was probably team number one, and I don't blame him. Even after all that's transpired, he probably still wouldn't want to go there because it's that bad. But he would have Garrett Wilson. Anyway, water under the bridge. All right. So, last thing, announcement for the channel. Well, not for the channel because nothing is really happening on the channel, but announcement for me. And that is on September 1st, 2025, coming up in a little no, yeah, 2 weeks, 2 weeks from today, because I think September 1st is a Monday. Don't fact check me on that, but September 1st, whatever day of the week it is, your boy is coming out with a Patreon. Patreon.com/Bjacks70. And if you know what Patreon is, please, when it comes out on that day, please do subscribe. If you don't know what Patreon is, I'll probably be talking about that further down the line on the channel. But just a quick summary. It's a platform that you subscribe to, you pay money to support creators in in their with their creating, basically. Um, people set it from like $5 a month, $10 a month, $15 a month. Some people you subscribe to different tiers. You could do like $20 a month. You can slide in their DMs and they'll answer you and all type of stuff. But um, still working that out. Still working the prices out. But um, if you love me and you want to support me, September 1st, patreon.com/bjacks70. And we'll talk about it more on the channel. I'll be letting you know. I'll be letting you know when to do, what to do it, how you can do it. We'll be I'll be giving up all that info. But just wanted to put it on your radar. Patreon. It'll help your boy out. It'll help your boy out. Um, but I plan to be doing a lot more than what's happening on this channel. I'm gonna be doing like post game, like live, um, Sunday night, like lives, recapping the NFL, doing highlights. Because on Patreon, you don't really have to worry about copyright and getting like I can put music on there. In the highlights, I can show NFL highlights. I'm gonna be doing film study on there. And some written content on there. We're still going to be here on the YouTube channel, for sure. But if you want more content, you want more of your boy, get on that Patreon. But we'll be talking about that more later. But that's all I have for now. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate the support. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Let somebody, you know, people that are watching, you probably already subscribed. Let somebody else know. Tell them to subscribe to the channel. Tell them to like a video. Also, we're on Madden 26 on the gaming channel. Bjacks70 Gaming. I know I'm doing a lot of shit. I already know, but I love this shit. So if I love it, you should love it. We got a lot more of it coming. So anyway, until the next one, we'll see you.